Well, thanks for joining us here on this Tuesday afternoon here on 9 News Plus. I'm 9 News Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Let's check out that Colorado forecast, and finally here, folks, we're going to start to turn a little bit on the busier side. It's been a very, frankly, snoozy pattern for us, but that's going to change later on this week, and then next week also looking quite active in the lead up to Thanksgiving. But today, on the quiet side, this is what it looks like for friends out on the Eastern Plains. By the way, these cameras, courtesy of our friends over at Viera Wireless. We're grateful for our partnership with them and allowing us access to these wonderful string of cameras out over the Eastern Plains and that great view of those mid to high level clouds over the northeastern corner of the state. Winter Park, a much busier scene this time yesterday. Today, though, we're looking at just a few mid to high level clouds. 7-day forecast today, we're on the warm side. Same with tomorrow, and then middle to end part of the week, things change dramatically. It's going to be Thursday night and Friday morning with that highest potential for seeing not only are maybe a few flakes for us here in Denver. Odds for snow appear to be decreasing just because just doesn't look cold enough for that, but we'll get a probably meaningful rain here in the Denver area. That is great news. We need the rain pretty badly, and odds are increasing that we're going to get some pretty decent rainfall. Half an inch of rain possible for us in Denver this time of year. That is not super common, so I've been saying this all week long. I know all the focus on this storm has been whether or not it's going to snow in Denver. I would kind of shift that focus to the fact that it's been so dry lately. The last 6 weeks, in fact, in the last 38 days, we've had exactly one day with rain or snow for us here in Denver. That was back on October the 27th. So we've had one day of rain. We're at 22 consecutive days without even a single raindrop or a single snowflake for us. So we need water however it comes, and we're going to get a fair bit of it for Thursday night and Friday morning. First flakes possible on the back end of this on Thursday morning. Wouldn't hold your breath, maybe a little accumulation above 6,000 feet. So high pressure, that's going to move off to the east. That'll allow this area low pressure to spin on in from the south and west. There's that cutoff low, and that'll spin in some of that moisture for us for the Thursday, Friday time window. And that'll come in the form of snow for us first in the mountains, with a pretty good hit of snow for us Thursday and Thursday night. And then that rain and snow will spread north and east into the Denver area for Thursday night and Friday morning. And then on the back end of this, as we draw in some colder air, we may flip things over to snow in some of the lower elevations. I just wouldn't exactly be too optimistic about that. The storm looks too warm. We don't have any cold air on the eastern side of this storm to really pull in, so we may get a few flakes across the lower elevations below 6,000 feet, but that'd be it. I don't think we're going to get anything accumulating for us in Denver in the foothills above 6,000 feet. That's where we're going to have the best chance at seeing some of that snow for us. Closer look in here at Denver, what you can expect from this next storm. Quiet today and tomorrow, a few high clouds. Showers will start up for us Thursday night, and then some steadier rain may move in for Thursday night and Friday morning. The model's flipping around a fair bit on this, but I would anticipate the potential for a bit of rain for us and maybe a few flakes for us on Friday morning. Highest odds for an inch or more of snow will be above 6,000 feet south and west of Denver, and that's where we could see for Thursday night and Friday morning. Some of that accumulating snow, and again, not even here everybody's going to see that, but rainfall, hey, you know what? We'll take the half inch of rain that a lot of the models are showing. Radar's quiet right now. It'll stay that way for the rest of our day today, and into tomorrow we'll see a few clouds move in, some rain, snow showers for us in the mountains. Today, 62 for us here in Denver. We're already around that. High 60s Eastern Plains. We're around that right now. 50s for us in the mountains, 40s, 50s in the mountains. And tomorrow, very similar to today, a little less cloud cover, maybe a touch more wind. 63 degrees for us for tomorrow, and then that Thursday, Friday storm becomes our bigger story for us later on into the week. So that 7-day forecast, a potential impact alert for Friday because of that possibility for our first snow, just doesn't look that likely at this point, but it does look like, again, we get that decent rain, and then we dry out and warm up this weekend and to the early part of next week. I do want to leave you with this, though. Interesting is that next week, if you're kind of hoping for a better chance for snow, it does look like that the Thanksgiving time window could be quite interesting with much colder temperatures. A lot of the models have us in the 30s for a high on Thanksgiving or around that time period, Thursday, Friday, Black Friday, and then next week, the following weekend. So a very chilly outlook, and we are at 213 days since we've even seen a single snowflake in Denver. That is the longest streak without a single snowflake on record for us. And just to differentiate, what we're talking about there is just snowflakes, but not accumulating snow. We haven't seen a single snowflake in the skies here in Denver since April the 19th. Measurable snow, a tenth of an inch or more of snow We have not seen that since April the 18th. And this is our now fourth latest first measurable snow on record, but our longest streak without seeing a single snowflake on record for us here in Denver, for us here in the Mile High City. So, top line takeaways: quiet today and tomorrow, low to mid 60s, about 10 degrees above average. Then Thursday we get the snow in the mountains, and then Thursday night and Friday morning some rain, some pretty decent rain for us in Denver. Maybe a few flakes at the back end of it. Better chance of the foothills and the Palmer Divide drying out and warming up this weekend, and then turning active and colder for us next week. More details on this later on at 6 p.m. tonight. Then Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin's in at 3, 4, 5, 9, and 10 tonight on the 9 News Family and Networks. Once again, I'm 9 News Weather Impact Team Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. Have a great rest of your day.